Hello, enthusiasts. This is John, and welcome to the channel. It's been a little while after the summer at Saratoga, and then two hurricanes in Southwest Florida. I'm happy to get back to the channel and back to racing. Today is day one of the Breeders' Cup. It is probably one of the top 5 days in North American racing. Debatable, but at least top 10 anyhow. Today's a great day. Today, the first day of the Breeders' Cup, is typically dedicated to juveniles and 2-year-olds. So by virtue of that, this opens it up to gives us a first glimpse, really a significant glimpse anyhow, of what we'll be looking at the Kentucky Derby. You'll likely see a couple to 3, 4 of these horses that run today in the Derby. So that would be in the 9th race, which is the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and we'll get to that in a bit. But I have handicapped all the races, and as we've done in the past, I will go ahead and attach in the comment fields my selections for the full card. But in this sort of overview today, I'd just like to hit on probably 4 races, and including some non-Breeders' Cup. So the Breeders' Cup races start in the 6th race. I believe it's the 6th race with the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. There are a couple of stakes races prior to that are really good races. We have a couple of nuanced things that are going on that I think is worth sort of paying attention to. But I guess with that, why don't we go ahead and start right off the bat. I figure there's no time like the present. Let's get right into it. And one of the first race that I selected was the first race to sort of take a quick look at. And in that first race, they say the track at Del Mar runs is speed favoring. They say the inside is a little bit negative on the horses. I guess that really depends on your horse and whether you have speed. And they say the turf course is really tight turns, and so it is a challenging kind of nuanced sort of race course. But we have over the next 2 days. We look like we have, a nice setup. So anyhow, the first race, the horse I like is the 9, Dothraki. And the horse has only run one time. It came in first. It was at Laurel. And, it was a speed horse, went out 21:43, and then a 100 and 110 and 2. So, I like this horse for a couple of reasons. There's some things that I thought were a little interesting on it. One, it's a Bob Baffert horse. 2, you have Flavien Prat, who Flavien obviously knows the track really well, and he's one of the top jockeys. This is 6.5 on the dirt, and what we'll find is the horse won the first time out on the speed. Broke second, ended up not closing. He ended up with the lead for most of the race, won by a neck. And then if you notice in the comment, he drifted out. So that's really common for a 2-year-old. This is a 3-year-old actually, with only in his first race. But then they said he bled, and then the equine ambulance. Okay, so it sounds like he was carted off. And I just find it interesting that then the note here is bled, right? So that means in the lungs usually. And I feel like, okay, that's fine. But so then I would expect to see this horse, the race was in June. I would expect to see this horse run with Lasix. And where we are today, he's running without Lasix. And whereas a lot of handicappers would say, let's run from this horse, and rightly so, I get it. I say Prat gets on him. Baffert's trainer, Into Mischief is the sire, and I say it's worth it to us. So we got a speed horse on the front, and I'm betting that we'll get some good odds. It's 6-1 morning, and I like Dothraki for the first race of the day. I like to jump right to the fourth race, and the fourth race is kind of a nuanced race, and I kind of like it a little bit as well. And that is the horse that I like is the 6 Supa Speed, SUPA-SPEED, and right off the bat, it's a Justify sired 2-year-old who's 2 races at Del Mar, 1 win, 1 second. The trainer's John Sadler. So far we got great. But listen to this. The sire is Justify, and it's out of an American Pharoah mare. So I just feel like that's screaming, right? That's screaming to me. Has run very competitive speed figures. Is right up there in this race. But if you look at the running line, he came in second, and he was closing very, very well to Thought Process. And, if that name sounds familiar, if you looked at some of the races, it's because Thought Process is in the 6th race. Thought Process is in the 8th race. And I kind of like Thought Process in the 8th race as well. So we have a horse that in this 4th race just looks like he just lost to Thought Process, who's in the 8th race. And I just feel like that's another one of these, screaming, let's go ahead and, take a chance with this. You got Brian Hernandez as the jockey. The jockey training percentages are 27-28. I think this is a good pick. All right. And more on that little connection later. So if the 6th and the 4th race, 6th and the 4th race, Supa Speed wins and handles the track well, looks good doing it, I think that opens the door for the 8th race for Thought Process, even though he's running against, Queen Victoria, who, by all accounts, she is, she is, one of the top horses, and coming from overseas is a real good horse. So, all right, more on that later. Real quick, let's go to the 5th race. And in the 5th race, we see my pick is a horse with. I love picks like that are if I think we see controlling speed. And here I feel like the 2 has a real good shot at it, and that 2 is got him, caught him, and let's just take a look at that horse as we go through in the 5th race. 6th race, I'd like again. This is 5 furlongs on the turf, the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, and there's a lot of good horses here. I've taken a look at this. This 9. He's 2-year-old colt, is 2 for 3 on the turf, 2 for 2 at this distance. Has an excuse the last time, was kind of eased. My impression is they gave a good workout. I think there was something wrong with the brake, didn't get what they wanted out of it, and they kind of shut the horse down. So it was making a good workout. So what we're looking at is Shareholder, number 9. This is a not this time sired colt with Invincible Spirit out of an Invincible Spirit mare. So Shareholder, number 9. I would just like to say on that, Shareholder, number 9, jockey is William Buick, who does well when he comes over to the States. The horse is 2 for 2 at 5 furlongs, which is the distance today, and he's 2 for 3 on the turf, as I mentioned earlier. So I think that Shareholder is a pick that we want to take a look at in the 6th race, number 9. All right, that brings us to that brings us to, let's go right to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, number 9, the 9th race. And I'm going with the number 5, Jonathan's Way. This horse has won twice out of 2 times. He's done it both in coming from behind. He's done it while he's in the Iroquois, Grade 3 at Churchill Downs just in September. And it's Rosario will be the jockey. So, they're coming from behind, although not preferable at this racetrack necessarily. Winning that one race on the lead tells me that this horse has tactical speed, can get out. Philip Bowers, the trainer, it looks like we have, depending on how you break, this horse has the ability either to go ahead and take the lead and run with it, or has the ability to sort of stay up close and kind of close. So when I say stay up close, I call it a close closer. So meaning 3 to 4 lengths off the lead, going around the track, and then close coming down the stretch. So Jonathan's Way is 2 for 2. And has already won at a mile. That was what the Iroquois race was. So that had points in for the Derby Trail, and won in the 16th mile today, going a little bit further. So I really think that's a good race. Now I just want to point out that this Vekoma is quite a good horse. And it makes me think about, if you go back to the channel and go back to the Derby, I think we had the Kenny McPeak double. In this 9, in the 9th race, rather, the 9 in the 6th race, the 5th race, Jonathan's Way, the 5. 9th race, the 5, Jonathan's Way, is a Vekoma sired colt, right? And I feel like I tripped myself up there a little bit, but I feel like if we looking at this, we look at the prior race, and I'm kind of thinking in terms of a daily double, and you have this Vixen, whom I liked, but like it kind of was throwing other horses around with it. I kind of ended up with it second, but that's also a Vekoma by Mark Cassidy, trained with Johnny V, 15-1 Vixen. It's a filly, 2-year-old filly. And these Vekomas have ridden pretty well, have done pretty well, particularly, of late. And I feel like I want to take a shot with a daily double, one of those nuanced daily doubles. So I'm going to take a shot in the 8th race. It's going to capture that 9th race, the juvenile filly. And I'm going to go with 13-5 in the 8th race daily double. 13th in the 8th race, 5 in the 9th race. Sorry about the little confusion there. And then the 10th race, just to finish it up, the 10th race, kind of going through this like this 20-1 shot. I don't think it's going to be 20-1, but I think this, the Japanese will take their first Breeders' Cup, in my opinion, in this this Grade 1 juvenile turf. It's 1 mile on the turf. Although the one's not really in an advantageous position, I feel like this horse has shown us that can compete here, and I'm going to give it a shot anyhow. Sonano Carnival is a Japanese horse. So that's the one. So those are the sort of the picks that I like. I'm going to go ahead and comment to this, summarize what we talked about here, but also summarize the picks that I have for the first day of the Breeders' Cup, and also provide a listing of the long shots that I like for today. So that's it. 14, 15 minutes. Just wanted to keep it kind of short. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Sorry, it's been a little bit, but this is a great day to jump right into the deep end. And good luck today. Money management. Tomorrow is a great day. A lot of good horses running tomorrow as well. These are the older horses. And we'll finish off with that Breeders' with the number of the different Breeders' Cup Classic race, which we'll bring in some of the horses that we've seen run earlier in the year in the Kentucky Derby Trail, as well as some older horses. So, okay, with that, I'm going to say see you tomorrow. Look for in the channel, look for our video tomorrow on tomorrow's card. And go ahead and comment. If you like this, go ahead and like it. Tell a friend today and have them get out there. And then look for the comments, look for the picks in the comment section. So thank you, everyone, and good luck at the track.